talk about elbow stability today and some of the kind of like CrossFit no-nos for whatever reason, or isolation movements. So we're going to talk about isolation movements and how they can help aid to your elbow stability, and then two really great examples, common examples of why you would even care about that. So Andrew's going to narrate through this, and we'll hopefully learn something.
Yeah, so basically doing bis and tris is not really the enemy. You don't necessarily want to hypertrophy them or get them super big so it limits your mobility, but they're basically your quads and your hamstrings or your elbows, so they are going to provide a lot of support and some good strength for supporting barbells and outside loads. So Eric does a couple just elbow extensions on the cable machine. One of the things, you know what, this machine's always going to be up, you guys, so always feel free to use it. Just want to make sure you're always reaching peak extension. So at the very end of that elbow extension, I really want to fight hard to flare the tricep as hard as possible. Just because it's really going to have some good crossover into your snatch, your handstands, and other kind of skeletal supported movements that we do in here. So you want to relax the head of the rings. So we talk about the rings all the time. We want that turnout and a full lockout at the peak. Once again, if I practice that with some good elbow extensions, that can make it a little bit easier to do, as opposed to finishing soft, which I'm still developing some decent strength in the chest and the shoulders. That's fine, but I'm not reaching that truly supportive position, which is what I really want when I'm on the rings or if I'm supporting a snatch. So if Eric heads to the barbell or the dumbbells, bicep is basically like the hamstring of the arm. It's going to flex the elbow. So you could do curls in a supinated position. You could do hammer curls, which your thumbs are pointed up. You could do supinating curls, in which you supinate as you go. Tons of different variations. We have an easy bar as well that's over in the corner, which is great for doing curls. It accommodates the wrist really well. So nothing wrong with doing bis and tris. It's going to help support the elbow, help keep the elbow healthy, as long as they're done fairly smart and you're not like maxing out and going super heavy. Kind of going back into the tricep, if we go into a handstand, one of the things we definitely want to be doing is I want to make sure that I'm fighting for nice locked out elbows, pushing hard on the ground. If Eric gets soft in the elbows, he's definitely working way harder, and you can see it immediately changes his body position. He kind of loses his belly, loses his midline, everything like that. So he's always working hard to, once again, mimic that full elbow extension that he had on the cable machine. So you want to go to your snatch, or we'll go snatch balance, I guess. So as we chat about when we're doing our snatches and our jerks in here all the time, we got to receive with locked out elbows. I should never be pressing out my overhead movements for the Olympic lifts. No good. Just working too hard, not to mention it wouldn't be a legal lift anyways. It would be a no good lift. So bis and tris are not the enemy. Feel free to do them post-workout. So after our classes, if you ever want to grab some dumbbells or grab the easy bar, do some curls. If you want to hop on the cable machine or the cable tricep extension piece of equipment that we have, feel free to do so. It's out. Just pull it out, throw some weight on, and do some elbow extensions.
Hey guys, it's good for all the movements we do here. Very often helps you out.
All right, thanks guys.